Well, then we'll call it previously unreleased material.
Previously unreleased material. By loser.
By a couple
By
fucking
Yeah. These fucking nerds.
Loser and the nerds.
Yeah.
Loser and the nerds is
That
awesome,
sounds
dude.
like fucking
That
the
sounds like a cool
high
band.
school, like a high school bully insult. Like, oh, you would play music. What's your band? Loser and the Nerds.
Welcome back to Show Me Yours podcast with Jackie and Johnny, everybody.
I'm Jackie Agnew.
I am Johnny DeVito.
And I'm Todd Wasno.
You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right. He isn't joining us in the studio today.
Who we got?
Ernie Hart.
Oh, God. I was gonna give you this whole. I was gonna have this whole like young man with the haircut kind of vibe.
Just a fucking dork.
No, not. No. You know I've always loved you. Ern.
Oh, shit.
I don't
We
care
got
what
he's a comedian. He's a writer. He's a producer. He's a musician. He's a goddamn threat everywhere you go. Ernie fucking Hart in that studio. Let's go.
He's a threat to the community.
Threat in your neighborhood.
Many hooks on which to hang your hat, but that hat.
That hook is also used for hanging bodies.
Is that right? Yeah. How many? What's
Texas
the body count
Chainsaw
at now?
style.
Ernie?
3.
3.
Wow, you really got to work on those numbers.
No,
Shut up, Jackie.
Jesus. He's a sensitive boy.
No,
He's
no,
a sensitive boy. He's
no.
going into-
You've come a long way.
Yeah.
Hey.
Right on. But no, and the tip's not dripping. Are you using protection out there with the young ladies, Ernie?
Oh my God, I fucked up for like a month.
You did.
Johnny.
You did.
fucked
Tell
up
me
for
about
fun.
it.
Just I was just hitting her raw.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
did anything bad come of it?
Come. No.
Something good came of it.
Something
pretty good came of it.
Okay,
It was
so you're
actually
skeeting in
really
sheets.
awesome.
You're having a good time, right?
Yeah.
But no burning, no drip, no drip tip sensations. My friend.
been
No, you
tested?
know that Uncle Johnny's getting that phone call immediately.
The
He's like, how do
problem
I
is-
deal with this?
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
listen, don't panic. Happens to everybody.
Yeah.
I'll actually
give
tell
her
you
what
give
to
her
do.
it again. She'll probably date you in like 4 years.
And then maybe you will have a weekly podcast too. Yeah, things are on the come up, dude. Yeah.
Ernie, if you want to follow my keys to success, what you need to do is streamline everything that you want to do, okay? So cut out the middleman in everything that you're going, okay? So first, here's a little pro tip, okay? So if you are feeling, a little bit of pain in the tip, what you want to do is go to a neighborhood that fucks. Right? So if you go to your local clinic, this sounds weird, right? But I'm going to break this down for you, Ernie. If you go to your local clinic, say out in the suburbs, right? Where definitely sexually transmitted infections, diseases, whatever you want to call them, are still definitely prevalent in the neighborhood. I mean, it's planet Earth. These things happen. But it's not like every second patient that's coming in there. So what you want to do is you want to go downtown. What you want to do more specifically is go a block away from my old apartment. I lived on Thurlow and Drake Street, right in the West End.
Yeah.
2 blocks away from that is a Shoppers Drug Mart, which has a clinic
The only
next door.
Shopper Drug Mart, by the way, that is open
24
24 hours
hours.
in the
Yeah.
city, because if you've ever had to go get birth control, that is something that you have to do. And how hilarious is it that you have to go to the gay district of town
Yeah.
to go get birth control?
Absolutely.
I absolutely
Yeah.
love that, right?
They're
Yeah.
crushing it in every sense of the word. So I've been to some clinics, you know what I mean, for an issue, right, where they're going to write you up a prescription. You have to go next door, you know what I mean. You have to fill that thing out. You have to wait a half an hour. You're hurt.
much.
You want to get the fuck
Too
out
much.
of it. You want to streamline this entire process, Ernie. This is the key to success. So what you want to do is go to a neighborhood that fucks, but you're gonna take a hit to the heart, right? Because the people that work there, if you frequent that place enough, you're just gonna start feeling bad about yourself. So it got to the point where the same doctor see me 3 times, and he's like, "Man, what are you doing?" Right? But I don't need to talk about my young self, right? I was a young boy, right? As in my early 20s, we're ripping it up, we're having fun, right? We're living fast and loose.
Loose is the key
on
word.
the
Yes,
loose.
but
yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
you know
best part
stuff,
about
right?
these clinics, Ernie, is the best part
Definitely.
about these clinics in a neighborhood that fucks. The doctor will just be disappointed that you're here again, and he's just going to put his head down and he's going to pull open the bottom drawer and just throw you some pills. A lot of places will be like, "Well, let's get tested first. Let's make sure what you have, and then we'll proceed with
No,
treatment
he
from
knows
there."
what's up. Yeah.
He's like,
I've
"No,
seen
no, no."
this a million times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't even need to go back in my office to go look it up.
Totally.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
know.
allergic to penicillin too, so he knows the right one to give me.
What?
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I'm out here living,
Same.
man.
Same, by the
Oh
way.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 4
Yeah.
pills. Everybody took the medicine. We're fine.
Yeah.
That's
It's different.
no,
They
still
can be
though. Like I
It
just
is.
for other shit, like just
Oh,
in
yeah.
general, penicillin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious to see how much that that allergy would to be in effect, because a lot of times I've been to the hospital, they always ask me like, what's the severity of it, and I don't know, because a lot of times it'll turn up when you're a kid, and then
When they
that-
ask
That's
you
what they said.
how, as if I
allergic you were to
fucking know. I'm
penicillin.
like, I don't know. This is not a regular.
Great
Like
question.
the last
yeah.
time that happened, I said I'm allergic to penicillin, and she did the same question. She was like, lots of times we get our patients to challenge the allergy, and I was like, I think I'm just
That
gonna
is
take the
fucking
other
crazy.
stuff.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
really
about
fucking
challenging
weird,
an
right?
allergy right now.
Yeah, like I mean, I've heard of people like overcoming like shellfish allergies, like
Yeah.
a little bit of like a
My
shrimp at a
vagina
time.
really itches.
Yeah,
Can we move past the allergy?
yeah. I don't want to I don't want to overcome my allergy right now.
Yeah.
Stop being such a baby.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit. What do you guys
Baby,
such
let's
a bitch.
I want to overcome adversity in my lifetime, right? I want to feel see it. Like
Doc,
Ernie,
I
what
hear
are
what you're
other Ernie, what are you allergic to other than getting pussy?
Bullshit. I'm allergic to bullshit, Johnny DeVito. No, nothing, dude.
Oh, really? Nice. So,
Pretty
oh,
dirty.
man, right on.
I'm
That's-
allergic to codeine as well.
That
Yeah, so I
Oh,
can't
that's a
have
bummer
that,
for
that
you.
scissor.
That's
Y'all
why. Yeah,
have
I was
a
gonna say,
sibling?
Jackie's not getting her lean on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but like I would be curious if that is an allergy that you would want to test, because maybe it would just take like one sip to get as far as you needed to, rather than drinking
Great
a whole
sip
bottle.
of water.
Hey, if I'm gonna challenge one allergy, it's for codeine.
Yeah, it's like a challenge an allergy.
Yeah.
Do you have any allergies?
Something fun. One. I look like I have many.
Yeah. We've already established you're a skinny tattooed loser.
Different episode.
Or calling forward. I don't know when this is going.
Yeah. This is gonna come out before that one.
Perfect. Yeah. It'll be a Back to the
Yeah,
Future
stay
situation.
tuned,
then,
yeah,
with me
for that.
knowing that I'm a fucking loser.
That's pretty much all you need to know.
Yeah. Where were we?
About your allergies.
Yes. No, I'm only allergic to one thing. It's called Keflex, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not like some sort of armor.
Yeah.
it's
You're allergic to
it's a
guys
type
named
of.
Kevin flexing at the beach.
Yeah, I'll challenge that all day long.
Been challenged
Hey,
many
Kevin.
times.
You up for a challenge, big boy?
That's just that's
He just
fucking-
lived their way. Who the fuck is this kid?
It's fucking hilarious to think that if that's like if you're gonna like challenging an allergy, like challenging your prejudice, like, hey Kevin, this is gonna hurt me more than it hurts you, but I'm looking to suck a cock.
It's gonna hurt me more than tell you. Mainly because of your dick is gonna be in my ass.
Or if you're
Anyway,
like a
so are
racist
you
homo-
up for the
Yeah,
challenge?
if you're a racist homophobe, then you gotta fuck a black guy or whatever. Like I just gotta get over this. man.
Up for the challenge is like the weirdest, like
Yeah.
the greasiest pickup line. Like, dude,
Up for the
hey, I'm
challenge?
Ty. I'm fucking 35. I'm a fucking loser. You up for the challenge?
That would be the funniest like sketch for a dating show. Like up for the challenge.
That's the craziest fucking thing. Like every you show up, and
up for the dating, up for the challenge. and
or if it's
just
like a mystery
the
door
most-
section of jeans, and you're like, fucking who's behind?
Just three losers like myself.
Are you up for the challenge?
Yeah. So and you're not having it the whole time.
Yeah.
You're up there just like, oh, all these answers are horrible. Like you
Yeah.
can't see any of these losers, but you know you don't want any part of it.
Yeah. He's cheated on all of his other girlfriends, but you could be the one to turn that around.
Oh, like
Are
a
you up
mystery
for the
date
challenge?
situation?
Yeah.
Like, hey, sweetheart, listen, we can go back to my house
Yeah,
and sleep
that's
on.
what I'm saying.
I got my
There's a wall.
TV on the
Yeah,
floor. We're
yeah,
gonna share
yeah.
a half a gram of cocaine. What do you say? I'm gonna be soft for most of the night.
This is a Joey Diaz
Yeah,
story.
this
That's
is
what it sounds
mystery.
like.
Yeah, suitor number one. Suitor
what-
number two just got out of rehab for the third time.
What's Kevflex?
It's I think it's a type of antibiotic.
Oh,
That's like
okay.
an older
So it's a
antibiotic. So I think
medicinal-
I just had to say whenever,
Oh, okay.
I need those. But I don't really think it's like used. I think last time I said that, at, like I was like, "What are your allergies?" Like at a hospital or something like that. They were like, they laughed. They're like, "Oh yeah, I don't think like it's just some dated thing."
We don't
now."
got any Kevin's flexing.
Yeah. That was. But that's it. That's the only really one I have.
Nice.
Wow,
I have
wow.
a bunch of medicines, and then like I get a bunch of like skin allergies, and then like allergy season's a big one for me.
This is gonna be great
Yeah.
for the Show Me Yours trivia section. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? If we really get into it, I mean, but I mean, fuck, like we're Ernie.
Yeah, what's up?
We're here right now because
Hello.
you brought in an album that I thoroughly enjoyed. I listened to it this morning hungover, and it had a very like fantastic vibe. Can you what's the name of the band? Name of the album? Can you break this down for me?
Yeah, name of the band is The Dig. The Dig? Huh?
Yeah.
Name of the album is Midnight Flowers.
Midnight Flowers. So I highly recommend anybody that hasn't heard this thing to listen to because I don't know where it
Yes.
came from. So can you tell
Check
me a
it
little
out.
bit about it? Where'd you
Yeah.
hear the dig, Ern?
I was just like listening around on SoundCloud in like 2018, and I found one of the tracks, "Clouds and the White Noise."
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Such
Okay.
a good fucking song.
There's
Hell
so
yeah.
many
Okay.
slappers on this
Yeah.
fucking album,
Yeah.
dude. I didn't know nothing about this
No,
band
I'd
or
never.
anything, and I was like, oh, honestly, when I pulled up just the cover, when I heard the album name, I was like Midnight Flowers. I'm like, hey, I hope it's like a Midnight Drive sort of vibe.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I saw the album cover, I was like, we're in. And it was like, yeah,
Car pulled over
And
in
it
the
was,
desert.
it was different than kind of what I thought. Thought it was maybe a little
Totally.
more synthy based or something like that. But
Yeah.
oh man, this fucking thing is.
No,
how did
It's
you?
really good.
How old are you at this point?
I
You-
was 15.
An impressionable age
yeah,
for
just
young
a boy.
Ernie Hart.
Wow.
Searching through
Yeah.
SoundCloud amongst other websites, I'm sure.
Many other ways.
Looking for an identity.
Maybe a Kev to flex
maybe,
on.
maybe a Kev with tits, maybe
Yeah.
a Kylene with a dick. Who knows? But these are
know.
impressionable years and a very exciting time to have an internet connection.
right when it was good.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah, that's prime in it. 2018.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What year were you born?
2002.
Wow.
Dang,
Wow.
dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You're post 9/11.
I'm post 9/11. That's what everybody says. That's what all of you
Yeah.
old people say.
I just
How
discovered
how
like, punk
annoying
rock.
is it?
Yeah,
It's not.
right.
It's
No?
not. I find
No?
it so hilarious. I got to work on a bit about being post 9/11.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
That's-
for sure.
that's
How do you
definitely-
find? Because we like you're it's Gen Z, right? Is that
Yeah.
what it is? I fucks with you though, because I'll be honest, there's a lot of like I never wanted to be that old dude of like these fucking kids these days,
Yeah.
but I'm
Totally.
full blown. I am full blown these fucking kids.
Oh
these
yeah,
days.
dude.
Oh,
And-
yeah, yeah.
and-
You'll
To
hear
be
it on
fair,
the
though,
next episode.
To be fair, though, there are a lot of millennials that I don't fuck with as well. Because I'm like an older millennial as
You're
well.
like almost Gen X.
I don't know. I'm 35, so
yeah,
not
I think
quite.
you're right at the end. I think millennials they go older than we think.
Yeah.
Well,
They're
because we're
they're
all
like
getting older. Yeah, yeah.
86, I think, is when.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, so
yeah,
I'm
so you're right
87.
on the- yeah,
So
yeah.
like I'm like that older, and because I was a younger, like I was a younger sibling, and then I had like an uncle who was kind of like I kind of know more about that shit than I do about like millennial shit.
Yeah.
But I fuck with Ernie Hart real
Oh,
hard.
dude.
Yeah.
The first time that I want to, yeah, I'll bring you back to the first time that I met a young Ernie.
yeah.
We were doing
Susie's.
at Susie's,
Yeah.
doing a little comedy, and I'm gonna say that I was like more than half in the bag, maybe 3/4.
Oh, yeah.
I was having some drinks, we were having some fun. And a young Ernie comes in, an impressionable young boy or whatever, with a great attitude. And we were talking or whatever. We started shooting the shit. And I don't remember exactly what we were talking about, but at the end of the evening, I was like, kickflip that fucking skateboard, Ernie.
Yeah.
And you did.
Yeah, hell yeah,
Under
dude.
pressure in front of the club.
Well,
and
because
it
you
was-
took
it was
away
great.
my cigarette.
Oh, did
I was out
probably-
having a
I was
smoke.
gonna say,
and then
because
you
you were
was
still 18 at
Yeah,
the
I
time,
was
weren't you?
18.
Yeah, because I remember you couldn't
Oh.
drink
Oh,
at
that's
Susie's.
so dope,
yeah.
though.
And we
that's
went
so
back.
dope that you're going to
Yeah.
fucking. Like, I was like, it's literally what I wish I did.
Me
too.
If, like, I did that same thing, but with music shit. I
That's-
waited outside of music fucking venues to order because like, oh, it's a bar, you can't. We'll let you in for a song, but like,
Totally.
you
yeah.
gotta fucking get out like
Yeah.
afterwards.
You know, but like those are the coolest stories or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Especially from the youth. Like I wasn't like around any kind of art or like cool shit or whatever the people were doing, right? So like my 18-year-old years are. I mean, I don't know. Let's fucking listen to the material. That's what we're talking about on stage
Yeah.
or whatever, right? But when did you start? When did you start performing or doing comedy? Or because you're an artsy fella, very talented on the.
artsy fartsy.
Yeah. So how did this? Give us a little backstory, Ernie. Tell us how the seed grew.
I started doing improv when I was like 14 for my school for
That
like
doesn't
Canadian
count.
improv games.
Gay.
Okay. But then I did my first open mic at like 16.
That's dope.
That's
Awesome,
sick.
dude.
Yeah,
It's still
that's
on
awesome.
YouTube. You can
Where
go
was
watch it.
this?
At the Toronto.
Do you have your first
Oh,
set
cool.
on YouTube?
Toronto, yeah, that's your
That's awesome.
first like
Yeah.
open mic.
Wow.
Toronto. God damn, that's dope.
Yeah,
That's
and you have it
awesome,
on
yeah.
YouTube, your first set? Oh, we're going to put a link to it at the bottom. Scroll
Hell
down
yeah,
right now. Yeah. Hell
Not
yeah.
good.
Of course not. That's mine. Mine isn't either. I
Yeah.
would never put my fucking first set.
Yeah. Oh my first set. We did our first sets in Susie's basement.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I was drunk.
And yeah, we were shit faced,
Yeah.
and we filmed them. And my whole fucking set, I didn't, because I still I had a pretty good stage presence, but obviously still was super nervous, and I didn't know what to do with my other hand. So the whole fucking set, my hand that isn't holding the mic is just like this. Time is just limp.
Debutante walking
Just-
around.
It's just fucking limp beside me.
I had this kind of idea that I was like gonna go up and present myself like I'm just like cool chilling, like just a guy that you could like kind of hang out with or whatever. Susie had this like really short stage or whatever with the wall was right there. So basically what I looked like, what I thought I looked like was just like this cool guy leaning against the wall talking shit. But what it probably looked like was this guy with a beer in his hand just fucking can barely stand up. It's just
Yeah, with like the
It was
fucking
definitely the latter.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so, right?
Like
in
wearing the hat, and in that room, if you're wearing a hat, you can't see your fucking.
So I was
face
just
at
like,
all.
yeah,
It's so
telling
dark.
ghost stories or
Yeah,
whatever, from
yeah.
reverse ghost stories. Like that.
My brother likes prostitutes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I remember fucking my first set. Andrea was hosting. She brought me up, and and we didn't introduce ourselves to anyone beforehand. We're kind of sitting in the corner,
yeah.
and she brought me up, and she didn't know if I was a guy or a girl or whatever. So she brought me up as like, oh, I don't know who he is or whatever. And I come up and I didn't comment on it at all. I just went right into my set.
What was it like? Nerves? Were you just like?
Oh
Oh,
yeah, I
like-
mean, first time ever getting on
Yeah,
stage.
you
You
just
just,
totally
I
zone
just
it.
had the script in my head and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
went up and did it.
Yeah, that was a lot of the
Yeah.
stuff is like heavily like overwritten and but like very memorized or whatever. So like
Yeah.
it's like did like well and stuff or whatever, well enough that we got invited back all the time and shit. But yeah, you could see the fucking like the cracks or whatever now. Like do you still have those?
Oh yeah, yeah. they
Okay, scroll down
definitely-
to see the link for
God.
those two.
Oh
as
no
well.
no. We're not gonna post those publicly.
The
We're
amount of
not
times you
fucking
said the
idiots.
N word, we can't do that.
I forgot about
Now,
that.
Ernie, what about music? Like, when did you start playing music?
I started like rapping in what's it like 5 years ago now.
Okay, but you play guitar and
Something.
stuff too.
Yeah, I started playing guitar in like late 2019.
All right, cool.
So I don't like play terrific. I just really do like, I can do chords.
You get some,
and
you get
stuff.
some bar chords in there. So maybe
Barring.
maybe a little minor bar chord in there. Maybe a little finger flick over there.
Yeah, he's
dude, no,
working
it's
on
sick,
that
dude,
one.
sick,
Yeah.
dude, yeah.
Yeah.
No, this sounds like it was like it was super good. Fuck yeah, man.
Oh yeah, and you're making all your own stuff too. Like how much music are you pumping out?
I honestly haven't released in like over a year now.
Oh, okay.
It's been
I see
mostly
the teasing
comedy.
on your story. You're
It's
always
tough,
saying
dude.
that
Yeah,
It's
you're
tough
always
to
teasing.
fucking do.
Oh,
I've
always
literally been
teasing.
sitting on like EP for like 6 years. Like it's like yeah, it's like
Do you got unreleased material?
Oh,
Scroll
so
down and
much.
see the links to those too. We're
So
gonna force
much.
them to
It's
release.
unreleased. There are no links.
Yeah, they're ghost links.
Well, then we'll call it previously unreleased material.
Previously unreleased material by loser.
By a couple
By
fucking
moron.
Yeah. These fucking nerds.
Loser and the nerds.
Loser and the nerds is
That
awesome,
sounds
dude.
like fucking the
That sounds
like,
like a cool
high
band.
school like a high school bully insult. Like, oh, you would play
Yeah,
music.
yeah,
What's your band?
yeah.
Loser and the Nerd. No.
I'll fucking wear a shirt like tomorrow that says I saw
and the
we were
nerds.
watching. This is the weirdest side that has nothing to do with anything, but I was laughing about it so hard last night. I'm gonna see if it lands here. There's this guy at this Taylor Hawkins Memorial concert or whatever we watched last night. Go to CBS.
No, it's on Paramount Plus. So you
Paramount
gotta
Plus.
get, if you're in Canada, you gotta get yourself a VPN, and then to get a
Better
US.
yet, hire Jaggy Agnew to
Yeah.
just absolutely C++ the shit out of this situation.
Yeah,
Get
because
all hackers
Yeah,
on
hack
the
into the mainframe.
situation became dire because our previous previously downloaded seasons of Survivor were corrupt, and so then there was no way to watch season 9. And so
Survivor.
Listen, we're in the middle of the road.
yeah.
Right? I was there, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't realize the
caliber of this
the
content.
possible ramifications of not getting season 9 too. But then, like, I watched all season
Chicago.
8, and I was like, we must get 9.
Man, you should have seen us at the fucking Airbnb in Edmonton trying to get it to fucking play on the projector. We walked in, it was a sick Airbnb, best fucking vibes ever. Then we're like, fuck, let's watch Survivor on the projector. And we couldn't get it to work, and the vibe changed. We just became visibly upset. But
no one's talking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had this
Yeah.
bottle of bourbon that I got in Calgary
We're
that I
so
was really
pumped.
excited to drink and shit, and I just ended up doing it quietly and stuff. I'm just like, is there any way that I can help? Because I just knew that there was nothing I could
he
do.
packed
Yeah.
our cooler to bring upstairs with a bowl of ice in it and
Oh,
all
we
these
had- we
weird
were all ready to
foam-
go.
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
but
that sounds like such a fine
Oh,
setup.
it was
It
so
was
nice.
fucking
We
dope.
did. There was a TV downstairs that we watched it on instead. It wasn't
Once
lost.
Once
yeah.
you get into it, you're like, all right,
Totally.
totally. I see Jeff up there.
But yeah, long story short, Paramount Plus, the US version, has all of the seasons of Survivor, but it's a bit of a workaround to get. If you're interested in hearing about it, hit me up. I will go into details. But so if you do all of that and you have the US version of Paramount Plus, then you can watch the full Taylor Hawkins tribute concert as well. Yeah, 5.5 hours.
Oh my god! I just realized that we got onto this tangent. This is gonna bomb so hard right now. It's so stupid.
No, I think it's
I was
very
watching it
interesting.
that night. There was a guy that was just enjoying himself in the crowd, and he just had. He was up against the railing, right? So I couldn't see what his whole shirt said, but the top of it just said Brian, and he looked like a fucking dork. And I started laughing uncontrollably at that time, and I just wrote in the note section of my phone, "My shirt says Brian," and Jackie's sitting next to me, and she's just looking at what I'm writing. It just says,
What are you writing in your notes?
it just says, "My shirt says Brian," and I thought it'd be really funny to have a T-shirt that says, "My shirt says Brian," but then I was like, no, I'm gonna put this in the tattoo section of my phone, and I was laughing
my
uncontrollably at a tattoo that said, "My shirt says Brian," and I was just laughing uncontrollably a second ago about how dumb this is gonna be to say that out loud right now, and that's what I'm living in. So
Cool.
let me sit in it.
Yeah.
Let me sit in it.
Anyways, those shirts will be available on the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
merch drop.
Along with all of our other merch.
Yeah,
Minus a few stickers.
yeah.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
one of them made at least.
We'll get that set up. We'll get a little Shopify.
I'll convert that our tour website to a regular website. This is really good content.
Yeah. Yeah, we're killing it.
The logistics of websites.
Yeah.
And Survivor.
Hey man, season 43 starts on Wednesday. Do you want to get in on the pool? We're
no.
doing fantasy Survivor. Yeah.
You can make yourself some money on this right
Dude,
now.
man.
Right now,
I'm
seriously, if you
Yeah.
get in on a Survivor pool where you are not affected by you have no emotion going into the game, then you are probably more likely to have a better chance. I think that I'm gonna get caught up in my emotions, and I'm gonna lose a lot of money early on,
Yeah.
and I'm probably not gonna enjoy myself throughout most of the season.
So
Just-
you bet on who wins.
So yeah, I'm not really sure what we're gonna do. I think
bet on
Ravi
other
has it
things.
sorted out.
Huh?
Can you bet on other things? Can you be like, this
Yeah.
guy's gonna break his
100%.
leg?
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh
or,
yeah, dude. I
side
think I
bets.
would
do
love to
side
see
bets
that. Yeah.
first voted off or
Yep.
all of that shit. Who
Oh,
wins
shit.
the
Like
most
bingo.
challenges?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's gonna.
I
be
love
super
crazy
interesting.
bets.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a
Yeah.
whole there's got to be actual apps and shit for the
I'm
betting
sure.
of Survivor.
I'm sure,
Just like
yeah.
there is you the Super Bowl, when you bet on the Super Bowl, you can
Yeah.
pick the color of what color is the Gatorade gonna be when they pour it on the coach. You could bet on all that shit now. It's
Yeah.
fucking
Shit.
wild. Or what color shoes this guy's gonna be wearing, or it's nuts, dude.
Yeah.
People have serious gambling addiction.
People are
Oh,
degenerate
that's how-
gambling,
yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah.
And you just find anything to gamble on,
Yeah,
and it's
man.
very fun.
Artie Lang was
Yeah.
talking
It's
about
extremely
it.
That
fun.
sounds
Yeah.
fun.
It's so much fun, yeah.
When Artie Lang talks about his gambling addiction, he says that he bet on the Super Bowl 10 years in a row, so he would never miss the thing, and it was only the bet that he would put down was $10,000 on the coin toss.
Yeah, exactly.
fucking
That kind of
intense,
shit,
man.
it's
Like,
nuts. I like doing I
crazy
do like
shit.
doing betting, but in a more of a fun way. I like street credit. I'll fuck with that
Totally.
because I know just my personality. I'm I should not be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet
exactly.
this could get out of
I
hand.
think low stakes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Super low stakes are just
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll just bet people like a dinner or some shit like
Oh,
that, or
that's
beer,
fun.
or that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And then it's like chiller.
Yeah, that's
But
why
it
I
is
think
fun.
we got to
Definitely.
get Ravi to sort out everything we're gonna do, but then we kind of got to put the reins on him because we're not losing.
Oh,
fucking
Ravi's
$5
in like
grand.
fucking
Yeah.
$4,000 on Big Brother right now. I think with
Yeah,
his
yeah.
brother,
He's
with his
just-
brother and another pool of dudes who always watch Big Brother. Yeah.
yeah.
Shit
I don't know if
gets
it's like 4, but it's probably a G. At least $1,000, which is
Yeah.
insane
It's
to me.
It's what it
Crazy.
sounds like, but I feel like he's the kind of guy that he doesn't want me to like call him like that much of an idiot. So if he's in for $1,000 that he's comfortable telling me that, then he's probably in for 15.
yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
But it's gonna be a lot of fun. Think
That
about it.
sounds fun.
I have a.
You know what?
I have like
Maybe I
a
will.
15-page document that have all the cast
Jesus
bios.
Christ.
Yeah,
But you know,
So I
okay,
do want to get a
we'll
little
move
bit
on.
back to the album because it's 2012 that this was released, but you listened to it in 2018. What kind of other bands are you listening to at this time?
I actually didn't even listen to the full album in 2018. I only listened to the album this year.
Oh.
I only listened to Clouds and the White Noise for so long because I was just like, it can't be better than this. And then I listened to the whole album and
Wow.
fucking it blew my mind. Black Water. You like Black
I like
Water?
All Tied Up. That's my
All
favorite.
Tied Up? Yeah,
that's
yeah.
my
When you
fucking
get into
favorite
the
jam on
water
this
and
album.
the
Yeah,
fish are dead.
it has a very Interpol vibe.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
some
yeah.
of the album,
Mhm.
and then like a very still that midnight drive, very like Johnny Jewel. Sounds like the Chromatics kind of like beforehand. And again, much like the Funky album, it does have this continuous reverb that's splashed across the entire
Yeah.
album, and it feels very
I like
very
that
complete.
shit.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It adds it can kind of give you that that tone at the beginning. Excuse me, that tone at the beginning of the record, and the tone at the end of the record are almost the same, so it can play on a loop constantly. You know what I mean? And like not get.
It is such a good
yeah.
driving record. Like it is one of those
Totally,
yeah.
vibes. What were you listening to around this time?
Yeah. I honestly can't even remember. It was a lot of like punk stuff and like, I don't know, more like garage sort of like, like bands and stuff. It was, I don't know, it's weird because a lot of the songs that I was listening to then you can't listen to now. Like they've been taken off of all streaming platforms for whatever reason.
So,
There's,
like, is
Wait
that
a minute.
the- is
Your
that
homie Aiden gets to listen to Chris Brown whenever he wants.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And you can't listen to
Oh
some
my
of
Travis. There's this
Yeah.
great. You should check out.
That's
You should check
fucking
out this
insane.
EP on Bandcamp. And
Okay.
It's called "Footsteps on the Ceiling" by Crack Baby.
Okay, I've definitely heard Crack Baby before.
You've heard of Crack
Of
Baby?
Crack Baby for sure.
That's crazy.
yeah.
No, because
Guys, I'm in the room.
No,
Yeah.
okay. Bozo McGillicuddy over here just has to talk about crack once. No, yeah, they like the bass player for that band. He gave me my first tattoos. He's
Oh,
super cool.
crazy.
They
Crazy.
also I
Oh,
don't know
wow.
if you guys
Yeah.
know Do Flame or Dear God.
Dear God sounds familiar.
Or Dear God.
I
is
love
like
this.
they-
Like I love the umbrella of rock and roll or whatever. Like or whatever. Like whenever somebody gets into it, say like, do you remember the first like big song or whatever that you heard that you're like, oh, this kind of music I'm gonna go in here. I was looking at like a tree or whatever, right? Like so if I went to like a Green Day show when I was like 10 years old and I was like, oh shit, there's like, and then like the punk rock thing kind of like formed or whatever. But like if I started there and you put like another person maybe from like one town over that started at the same band, then the tree grows differently with like, you know what I mean, whatever you're into, whatever the, you know, and
Yeah.
kind of where you go. Because I've never heard of any of these bands that you've said so far.
Yeah,
And if you have any
yeah.
trouble finding any of them, I have like a peer-to-peer file kind of exchanging thing. It's not necessarily like pirating because you're just like I can search for something and contact
Check
somebody.
out the defense on this. Look at this suspect.
and
Yeah.
and then download a lot of hard to find shit, right? Everybody's told me that there's like I like the challenge. I'll
all right.
He is
I've
good.
got
I think
it.
that's a very. I think that's much like sewing on your own patches or whatever. It's like you got it. Like that's a very punk rock skill.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you've had to like
To find like
punk
very
rock
obscure shit.
You got
'Cause
my-
if you
my-
can't find any of these records, it's like
It is what it is.
impossible.
If I
He
could
got-
hold the record in my hand, I would love to buy it. But it's just
Yeah,
not. If it's not
yeah.
available, then I'll find it.
My
some other
dad
way.
has been talking about this fucking radio show that Bob Dylan did like fucking a decade ago, and there's like 100 episodes of it or some shit. My dad like for so long has been,
can't find it.
yeah, you can't find it. He was like, it was so good, like to get my hands on that. And he brought it up when we were out in Vernon there, and Jonny found like
God,
Johnny was like, let me
140.
cash in a little brownie points with the
Yeah.
old man
Oh,
over
yeah.
here.
Oh, yeah,
Especially if
yeah.
somebody's so passionate about something, and like if I fucking, especially the music that I like started listening to, if you fucking would tell me that like a handful of my favorite bands I just can't listen to anymore because you can't find, I would not fucking take that for an answer. So give me a list of shit, and I would love to I'd love to find you I'll put a couple searchlights out there,
I'll
see what I
put you
can
on
pull.
too, homeboy.
Yeah, put me on some stuff too. Yeah, you know what I mean.
It was. I don't know. It's interesting to like look at the difference in where, because like we're both into punk, but we're almost into like different subgenres. Like we are into different
100%.
subgenres because of like the age gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I came into it, it was also like emo rap was coming into.
Totally.
So it's like heavy 808s, distortion, and like the same delivery that you'd hear on a song 20 years ago, but on a beat that's new
That's
age.
on a
Yeah.
fucking 808.
Yeah, totally
Dude.
right.
Yeah.
Which is like a
Killer.
lot of guys are.
You ever heard the
their-
505?
By
Just the TR 505 drum machine instead of an 808.
right there.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah,
It's
that's
pretty
a fucking
cool.
Nick
Oh.
Perry special right there. Shout out Nick Perry, find that on fucking the blog
sick.
for me.
Hell yeah, ties to do. But that's the thing. I think of. I think a lot of punk. You'll kind of see the divide at like at festivals now, or punk rock bowling and stuff like that. Or not necessarily a divide, but the heels are kind of dug in because a lot of guys from, say, like I'm probably from like the tail end of that generation for sure.
Yeah.
Where what is like what's punk to me is like a almost like a code of ethics and like an attitude and stuff like that. So there's so many artists or whatever that are punk as fuck that don't necessarily have like a the tempo doesn't have to be like that fast of a snare drum or whatever, right? But that being said, the music that I listen to definitely does kind of fall into more like 3-chord, fast-paced, like rock and roll kind of stuff or whatever. So the attitude of like a DIY culture and like punk rock or whatever, as you're looking at it now, the face of it now is very fucking different from the 20 years ago when I was getting into it, just as like a 10-year-old kid or whatever, kind of like maybe like 12. So when you're born in 2002, that's like year after the first show that I went to, right? So that entire time that you've been alive or whatever, I've been kind of like, had a very comfortable upbringing, in my thing. So when you guys come around, you know what I mean, with your pants don't touch your shoes and you're wearing like a, you know what I mean, a sweater, like you're like doing your
fucking
thing.
dorks.
Yeah.
come
Yeah,
in.
you fucking dorks
With
come
your
fucking
fucking
nerds
mushroom
come
head.
into the scene.
Yeah, well, so
Are you
yeah,
fucking
right?
Eric Matthews on Boy Meets World.
Looking like some kind of
Yeah, I
fucking
mean, at the end of the
pussy.
day, you're banging
I'm a
Topanga.
dude,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
banging Topanga.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
Yeah.
And,
terrible life.
Hey, Eric doesn't bang Topanga, please.
Right?
It's Corey.
Eric Fox.
Eric
sorry,
Fox.
right,
Yeah,
right.
that's
Eric
Fox.
does
Yeah.
And you're coming up together, right? But what you're doing is like you're kind of like building your own scene, which is like it's the next step, like undeniably. A fucking album came out when I was in high school, or middle school. Sorry. Tim Armstrong, Travis Barker, and Skinhead Rob. They're a band called The Transplants, and you took like real fucking like hard street fucking dudes, like from LA, and they had they had a feature from shit. Anyway, like real dangerous fucking street people. Danny Diablo. Danny Diablo is a fucking was like a hardcore legend and like an incarcerated like a legitimate dangerous person, right? So you're listening to like real like street shit or whatever and hip hop and stuff like that. And then Suicidal Tendencies and Ice-T absolutely did that, but like years and years before, definitely with Cop Killer and all that shit. So there's like rock and rap or whatever was always like it was always looked at as like that thing. Rage Against the Machine became their own thing or whatever. Limp Bizkit or whatever. Like a lot of that stuff was kind of came through waves and shit, and some people did it right and some people did it whatever. What I'm seeing now is just like it's not so much as like this is a rap rock band or whatever. It's that music has gone. You know what I mean? Kids of your generation now are growing up in 2000, not with like 9/11 and the fear of nuclear war or whatever. You weren't around for that shit. You're just soaking up everything and making your own thing, right? So like the best part about it is that you're fucking killing it. Some of the kids of these bands or whatever, or artists that you listen to, are probably more successful than half the fucking bands I'll ever listen to.
It's so
Just based
multifaceted
it on,
too.
on
Yeah.
It's a
on
very,
their
it's a
thing,
very like how I compare it is like if you look at a mixed martial artist now days where like we were growing up, it's like
totally boxing,
punk rock was like
fucking-
Muay Thai and then like hip hop's like
totally.
jujitsu and all that stuff, and then
Yeah.
everyone's not doing everything at the same time. You learn you check out a jiu-jitsu class every now and then.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm sticking to Muay Thai. That's
Totally.
that's the ultimate ass kicking
100%.
thing. But then you realize like the ultimate ass kicking thing is to know all this shit at once.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
that's what I find this generation. Because now you have fighters that are fighting at a high caliber that are like, they don't know the separate. They've only trained mixed martial arts
Right.
their
It's
entire
fucking great
life.
analogy.
Yeah,
that's
so it's
really
like
good.
that's kind of what you're getting. It's fucking dope.
Well,
Yeah,
and
the
the
styles
you
are
can
blended,
see it
right?
as like all the classes are super accessible now. Like with all the new technology
Yeah.
that we have,
Yeah.
it's
Totally.
not like, oh shit, let's make a music. Okay, let's go to a studio 2
Yeah,
hours
or like
away.
Don't
whose
have
mom's
to. That
or-
just doesn't
yeah,
it's
exist
just like-
anymore.
Whose
Yeah.
mom's garage
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
convince to do it? Do we have to get equipment, especially when you're kids and stuff
Yeah.
like
No
that? That's
training.
that's helped
But
so
there
many
is a
people
difference
back.
between people that are fucking like they're all this stuff is at our fingertips. We do it. It's like we have all of this. Like there's no
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
way we'd be able to do this.
Totally.
Like 20, even 30 years ago.
Not
It's
a
like
chance.
there's-
Oh, yeah.
how much this would cost to have this
Yeah.
fucking space
And
would
then
be
you would have to
insane.
get like a spot on like a radio station
Yeah,
for people
exactly.
to be
For
able
people
to
to
fucking
hear you,
your shit at
exactly.
all. Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
but you still got to do it. And you,
100%.
dude, do it.
Yeah.
You fucking do so much shit, dude, and it's dope. Like, yeah, you hustle, man. So it's cool to fucking see. Because I think your generation just gets shit on a lot for being like, oh, he's fucking lazy fucks. The same way millennials were too.
Oh,
by the way.
100%.
And
Totally.
we've just
Just
passed
new.
on all that
Yeah,
anxiety and shit
exactly.
that we got from
Yeah.
X
Took
onto
so
you
much
guys,
shit.
Totally.
which is
No,
like it's
yeah.
happened decade after
No,
decade.
yeah, it's perpetual. We'll pass
exactly.
it on to the next one.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know the
Yeah.
next one is called Generation Alpha. Did you hear this shit?
What?
Alpha?
Yeah,
Just a bunch
Oh,
of
so
shit.
they got
just
just
walking around,
God.
bro.
Fucking pieces of
What?
shit. Yeah, it's Alpha.
Those
'cause we'll
fucking
fucking see.
alphas.
We'll
Yeah.
fucking
Never
see.
see.
So what
Well,
are
you have to
alphas?
go
Actually,
back
it's
to
gonna
the
be funny
beginning,
because
yeah.
like there's a lot of sad boys in your generation, so they might whoop your ass like pretty easy.
Maybe.
actually.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe they
Mr.
are.
Steal Your
yeah.
Girl was just born 2
What
days
if it
ago.
goes full circle? Yeah.
So what's alpha? What's like? Is there alpha right now? Like what's
yeah.
old
When
is
does
alpha?
it start?
I think it started in like 2015, 16.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Okay.
And now it's gonna go until like
You just
20,
mean
26
mugging a
and
bunch
shit.
of like 1 graders, first
Yeah.
graders.
Oh,
Like,
shut up,
Fucking
pussy.
alphas.
Well, you
Well,
think
Yeah.
you're you think
Oh,
you're
oh,
alpha?
baby
Pussy
needs his
alpha.
milk.
Yeah.
I can't color inside the line.
Yeah.
Shout out to
And
Don.
that's why they are. It is gonna be like almost full circle because like. Generation Z, like you're all such like fucking pussy shit. Yeah, because it's so like it just because everyone's so hyper woke now. So like you're not allowed to fucking really shit on someone like
Clearly
you used to
you
be
haven't
able
met
to.
the Gen Zs that I know.
But I'm generalizing,
feel
of
like-
course.
Totally,
I'm, of
totally.
course.
Are you guys hating in the
yeah,
darkness? Are you guys?
Yeah, is
But,
there like a
but,
50-50?
yeah.
What do you feel like?
It's- I
Because I don't
think-
have
you
a
know
finger
what?
on the pulse. Look
I
at me.
think I'll be honest.
I'm a loser.
It's like honestly 75-25, and then you go
Okay.
into the public and it looks like 90-10.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Or sorry, 10-90, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
do you
everybody's
feel like
just
there's a little bit of a fake kind of like you have to put on like this is what you can say in public and this is what you can say behind closed doors?
So how much of that
Yeah.
is because from growing up with the internet? I feel like that's
I'd
a
say
I
huge
think
fucking
that- Yeah.
100% because
Yeah.
you do have
Xbox
this wall to be
chats,
like,
like-
just do all this shit. This anonymous, not even anonymous. I feel like people are just more comfortable
Yeah.
talking like that, or they'll say because you have time to
Say
think
wild
about
shit.
it.
You
All
learn how
this
to build
shit.
pipe bombs in the old internet. today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that fucking heyday of internet is just wild times.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I
Yeah.
downloaded
Crazy.
the Anarchist Cookbook and tried to make drugs out of
Right,
banana peels,
dude,
man.
yes.
Like, you could smoke these fucking
so
things.
many
Yeah.
fucking
Didn't work
like-
for us, but
I mean,
apparently
still the
it did.
internet
Yeah,
still
I mean,
today is like a fucking
yeah,
crazy place.
LimeWire and shit. And I remember, when YouTube came out and like the
Oh.
like first like viral videos,
Yep.
like shoes and all of that.
Two
shit.
girls, one cup, man.
2 girls, 1 cup. Yeah,
Yep.
and I remember fucking getting Facebook in grade 7. Which is wild too, to be like,
Yeah, I think that's about- well, yeah.
yeah.
I held
yeah,
off of Facebook
yeah.
for a little while because like
Because he's a
MySpace
fucking
was
punk
the
rock.
shit.
Because he was. He's like,
Yeah,
listen,
man,
man.
because like you could like
I
that's
can't give up Tom.
discovered a fucking discovered a ton of bands like that or whatever, and like I thought that it was like a little bit more.
That's
personal.
true. MySpace
You
was
could-
very
you could go to
music-based.
your
Yeah.
fucking to somebody's
Yeah.
page and you could see their
The other
5
one-
favorite songs and all that
I
shit.
didn't
I thought
do
it was rad.
MySpace ever. I did a Nexopia. Do you remember that one? It was
The girls did Nexopia
Yeah.
and then the MSN was huge or whatever.
Oh yeah,
so,
MSN of
Yeah.
course.
That's
but
a
I remember,
woman thing.
yeah,
It really
it
was.
kind of
Yeah,
was.
it really
kinda-
was, yeah.
It was a woman thing and like a predator thing. Like there was a
Oh,
lot.
those
of,
usually do go
yeah,
hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Fair
just
enough.
because
Yeah.
they know where to hang out.
Yeah.
Like,
But
horrible.
Facebook, I remember that's when like that's when like my inner like mean girl really thrived. Was like because that was when it was like OG like online bullying because you didn't know the consequences of it or any of that shit. You're just fucking
it's
going
like,
ham in the
doctors
comments.
in the 20s just smoking, be like, here, have a pack.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. See?
Yeah. I was always
We're going into surgery. Let's cut you open.
Yeah.
This is okay.
Yeah, and it's like I would never like as like a 12, 13-year-old like call someone out to their face like I was a pussy. But once like fucking Facebook came out, just fucking going ham in the comments for no fucking reason.
You guys ever get punched in the face? Like I grew up with an older brother. Like I mean, I just like I learned very quickly like what you like can say in front of somebody and like what, you know what I mean. Like that, I think that became, or even like growing up around like the men that I grew up around or whatever, where it's like they'll fucking let you learn a lesson. Like you want to say that shit, go ahead and say it or whatever, and you'll kind of see or whatever. And I think that like you just like I think there's rad that people go through life or whatever like never being punched in the face, but also like if that comes with an error that it could never happen, that's the thing.
That's
right?
the difference,
that
right?
is
That
the
is the
thing,
difference.
Totally.
Being like, oh yeah, it's cool that you've never been punched in the face. Like that's great that you're able to avoid those situations, and we live in maybe in a more positive sort of world that doesn't happen.
100%.
But don't think that it can't.
Yeah, then you
don't be
live,
acting like it can't.
then you live your
Totally.
life
Yeah.
like you're
Yeah.
fucking
There is a
invincible.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I'm always on the
Yeah.
defensive, man. I haven't fucking been in a fight since the 10th grade, but I tell you what, I've been fought at since then. I've had the shit kicked out
You know
of
what's
me.
crazy? Though, is like I see like sometimes I see that behavior and I'm like, oh wow, is this person just like really good at fighting or something like that? 'Cause, like I would never have that fucking attitude of like that's just
It's
crazy to me.
wild.
Like
Totally.
you see some people's like
Yeah, man, you grew up around it. Like I, fucking Henry Rollins has a great analogy about it in some documentary or whatever. And basically, like the early Black Flag days, you'd see people that are so fucking aggressive, they'd show up there like just to fight. But if you ever see two people that find each other, like in a place or whatever, and they're both like there just to fight, and it's almost romantic in the sense where you know what I mean?
Oh,
Where,
yeah.
they'll lock eyes or whatever and really fucking go at it. And it's the dumbest.
well, there's
fucking
always a
thing.
big makeup afterwards.
Of course,
anyway,
right?
Yeah.
It's the dumbest fucking thing in the world. But
would
like
that
at the
look
end, there
like?
is something.
Huh?
What would that look like? The big makeup afterwards?
Oh, dude, do you know when?
Tongue.
lot of
No, I mean like
man.
everyone who I knew that fought in high school. And, like
Yeah.
anytime
You
you
stand
fought
up
somebody,
and
you
shake
become
hands.
your immediate friends afterwards.
Totally. Stand you up and shake your hands after. Like that was kind of the thing. Like that's like people like jumping
Maybe
in
that's
or
a
whatever,
Canadian
and-
thing too, though. I feel like
It
we're like
could be a
from
Canadian
hockey,
thing.
like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It's just
Yeah.
like introduced.
Shaking
I had an old
hands
man punch me in the
afterwards.
face one time because it was like just talking trash, right? And then he looks at me.
I
like,
love that guy.
He looks at me right in the face and he's like,
How much do you appreciate it?
that
Now?
was the best fucking thing. Dude, I was 17. I wasn't even fucking old enough to be in the bar.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Dude. So like it was, but like my friends were like into some shit or whatever, right? And like everybody was cool at the bar that I was at. So and I was like fucking 6'3" or whatever, right? So it was never an issue. And I never, got into some trouble or whatever. But this particular night, I'd been in there like 4 or 5 times or whatever. So I think I'm hot shit. And this guy just fucking whacked me right in the fucking lips. And he just looks at me and like you're because your eyes fucking water like when a man's fist hits you in the face, dude. You're like when you're good. And like so my eyes are all watery and I don't really know what to fucking do after that. And my buddies are snickering because he's like, look at this little bitch. He's not even gonna hit him back. And the guy looks at me and he's like, buddy, I'm not even fucking tough.
Oh shit!
Yeah. And he's
Dude,
like,
he's like, I'm like, yeah,
He's the
like,
greatest
I am
fucking
not
les-
the
yeah.
guy who does this
man.
normally.
And you fucking totally right. But he's like, you
What
got
a power move.
You got
Yeah.
a big fucking mouth, and I'm tired of hearing your shit. Right?
I'm
so
not
like,
even
this is the coolest fucking thing ever.
That's the best shit.
The way he said it,
That's so
2
cool.
fingers
That's
pointing
the
right
most
at his
G
chest. I'm
shit.
not even fucking
I'm
tough.
not even tough.
Yeah, dude.
Is he Italian?
I was in an Italian town, so I imagined the lineage would go back. He knew my uncle and shit like that too, because it's a small
not
town,
even
right?
tough.
So yeah, exactly,
That's
right?
fucking
That's
gangster
gangster
shit,
as
dude.
fuck.
It was cool as hell. When I turned 19, I handed the bartender my ID and smiled at her, and she called me a motherfucker. But my uncle did the same shit there like 20 years ago. Right? So it was like, it was just kind of the way that it was. But the like kind of knowing that, because like having a big mouth and being kind of like, I don't know, I could be the life of the party. I'm a social butterfly and shit like that. But at sometimes people don't want to fucking hear it.
Yeah.
And it's a very important skill to learn when you're in the
Yeah.
fucking room that people don't want to fucking hear it.
Yeah, my generation doesn't shut the fuck up
Oh, yeah.
about everything.
Dude, and you say the dumbest shit, man. I'm on the train
So where
with
are
some
you
kid.
at then? Because like
Yeah.
are you much like you honestly when I was like your age, everyone I was like in bars and stuff like that, and everyone who I was like friends with and hung out with were older than me.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I was the old guy. I don't know how that happened, but it did.
Totally, dude, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real though, right?
Fuck yeah, dude.
So I was always like, again, and even like I said, growing up, I had an older brother, and also so I was like always conditioned to hang out with people who were older than me. But now all I have is Johnny Paul, and it's not good.
Work yourself into a corner there, buddy.
yeah. So how do you like? I mean, I'm sure you have homies your age, obviously,
Yeah.
but like you, for the most part, I mean, you're at shows like almost every night, and like there's for the most part, I feel like you're hanging out with older people. Do you feel like you identify more with one or the other, or like? Where are you at with your life?
Yeah.
Just have a breakdown. No, I think yeah, I more so find myself comfortable with older people. I was always with older people, like through high school and shit. I was with the older dudes in the AV club. And it's not like
The
Cool
AV
kid, I
club.
get it. You got
Yeah.
pancakes.
The
on
older
Sunday, you're
dudes
cool.
in the AV club. Hold on.
You fucking dork.
I was a big
fucking
AV
nerd.
I was the AV guy. We play like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 in the fucking.
Oh,
AV booth
see,
and
you
shit.
lost
I'm
me at 3 because if you said 2,
like, ooh. There was one
sorry,
time,
sorry, Hollywood DeVito's just taking a call real quick. Sorry, oh, did you just take a call, sir?
I'm in talks with the guy that runs the
You
fucking
tell
venue.
Richard.
No,
Yeah.
that's Carlos. He's snappy. He's getting snappy about some stuff. Yeah,
all right.
he only has a few days left, so I told him I'd call him back. I apologize.
Oh, good.
Hollywood DeVito over here.
I fucking knew I was gonna take some shit for that.
So AV Club, I got it. All right. Yeah.
There was one time we had like a Holocaust memorial that we were monitoring the equipment for, because like whatever, like AV is just like all you set up, monitor, and take down equipment. What's your question?
What kind of equipment are you monitoring? The gas pressure going into the
Guy's the guy.
Yeah, just like, the bikes or whatever. And they asked for like a.
Do we have enough gefilte fish?
They just serve Jewish delicacies.
Somebody check the kugel.
Yeah.
Got a matzo ball soup at Auschwitz. You got it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, not there, but
Yeah, so it was my birthday too, which is Remembrance Day. So it's like
Oh,
a
that's
big like
that's-
ceremony, whatever.
Right.
They have a huge like moment of silence, and all you can hear from the AV booth is us playing Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And then like 4 like prepubescent guys just going during this moment of silence.
It's just like 6 million people lost it. Hey, it's me.
You fucking fall off Rainbow Road. And it's like,
Spin out. Oh, that's so dope.
you guys are the worst. That's awesome. So you guys
Yeah.
got to monitor the equipment or whatever, but
Yeah.
not be a part of the ceremony at all. You guys just
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You
You guys
weren't
just
allowed
turned
at the
this shit on?
Holocaust Memorial.
We would just fuck around.
Was this at like something like at the school or did they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
okay.
it was like built in. So like the AV booth.
What kind of school
overlooks-
did you go to that had a Holocaust memorial built into?
Catholic. Like,
Okay.
Catholic. Okay.
Catholic. Okay.
but yeah, the AV booth.
Not the
like,
Catholics I
overlooks-
grew up around.
Yeah, I was gonna
Really?
say,
Nah.
First Catholic Holocaust Memorial I've ever heard of.
They're like, okay, we admit it. We turned our back. All right.
It was rough there for a second. We're doing better.
We'll put one
We're
up in
so
a
sorry.
suburb of Toronto.
They're up everywhere in
Oh,
Ontario.
really, eh?
Catholic schools are a huge thing
Yeah,
in Ontario.
yeah.
Roman
it's
Catholic.
all
Oh, yeah,
like
that's the
saint.
gang.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the crew.
Yeah.
And then Jewish as well is like a huge population in Toronto, as you know.
That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
My
do you
dad.
mean
I'm
by
just
that?
kidding. My little sisters are Jewish. I love them. I love the people.
Your little sister's Jewish?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
Both, just one.
Just what she went through some shit. The other one's a Black Panther.
Sorry, I ruined your Black Panther party. That's the best line.
No. Yeah, my dad married a lovely lady who's of the Jewish faith, and they have 2 lovely little sisters that are the Jewish people. And they keep saying that we're gonna do Hanukkah, but it never happens. We just do Christmas every year.
Oh man, Hanukkah would rock.
Dude, yeah, no, it's been 20 years, bro. I've been trying to say it, but I think Christmas just fucks harder.
Christmas does fuck. But then isn't Hanukkah just like 8 days of Christmas?
That's what I thought. But
Yeah,
apparently, I
yeah.
don't know. There's like a bunch of food and shit. Sounds like a
It's,
party.
if
That
you
sounds
fall,
like
if you
it
do the Chrismica model from that Seth Cohen pitched in the OC, is that you do like 8 days of presents followed by 1 day of lots of presents.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That sounds dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Right. That's how they
sounds
do it in the
pretty good.
Cohen Cohen
dude, get
family
locked
there.
Imagine
Yeah.
Christmas Co with like divorced parents.
That would. Oh, so
Yeah.
you're trying to double up.
Yeah,
right?
I don't really have to imagine it.
Me neither.
No,
Yeah,
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 you
yeah.
guys, yeah. Oh, the
Yeah.
fatherless. Oh, I knew it was gonna
the
come to this.
fatherless,
Yeah. Oh, finally, someone who knows what the fuck's
Yeah,
going on. Jesus Christ.
Except Ernie's one-upped you.
At least Ernie knows where his dad is.
Dead as hell.
At least he didn't abandon him by choice.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, at the end of the day, your dad still loves you more. So. Oh, man.
Everybody have a big laugh.
Big old laugh about it.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
The applause.
Yeah. Hell yeah. What was your pop's name?
Steve.
Steve and Andy.
Yeah. There you go.
You could have a sitcom.
I remember we poured one out for Steve not too long
That we
ago.
did.
That
Fuck
was
yeah,
fucking-
man. No,
After the roast.
Absolutely.
When you guys decided to make 5 roast jokes about it, it was so funny.
When
I
you
go
go,
so well.
yeah.
Everyone was on board, like, kind of for the first one, and then it was like, oh, and then everyone was just like, I think we're just gonna give it to Ernie because he put up with that shit. You guys brought the fire though. You guys
And,
brought a
yeah,
fucking.
to
man,
be fair,
You
fucking-
ain't fucking brought
it
a
was
fucking game,
so
dude.
fucking funny. Tim being like, Ernie, did your dad die in a hotel room? Yeah. Oh my god.
Tim Williams is shook.
Tim was fucking.
He's I'm from
traumatized.
Texas, and that's fucked up.
I think we learned a lesson because at some point, like, we know how to, like, you know, you can write jokes, right? So structurally, they're great. But content-wise, I mean, really
I think,
digging in, you know what I mean, digging your heels in. When you guys were, you know, you attacked well from different angles, and I think that's like
I
Well,
think
I
honestly
think
that is the
that-
key, right? Because it's like
100%.
you see it happen all the time where it's like people do what Jacob said about being Jewish, or people
Yeah.
do it with where someone's
Yeah.
like Indian. It's always that. It's
Yeah.
like it's all just be like
Yeah.
5 jokes about like fucking some
Yeah.
curry shit. And you're like, oh,
Totally.
like,
Yeah.
after the first, everyone's like, all right,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the
That was
struggle
a fun tag team.
for Jonny and I as a tag team, it's like on paper it seems like, oh, that's going to be so good, but
Yeah.
it's so hard to
That roast
edit
math
each
doesn't
other.
always work out. Yeah.
Well, it's so hard
You're
to
right.
edit each other because it's like I don't want to start shit here. So it's
true, yeah.
it's
You
really
don't wanna-
hard to
yeah.
be like
Yeah, yeah.
brutally honest or whatever. So
Yeah, because I think like if you if you didn't do the thing, then you can ask somebody's opinion of like, what do you think this is better or this is better? But the way that I would write something, it's even like the wording is different, you know, or whatever, right? Or maybe
yeah,
I'd
we
put
write
that here.
very differently.
Yeah,
and
but very
it's hard
like,
to,
yeah, but we focus on it very
Yeah.
hard too. So I'm like, we're
Yeah.
you know, you're fucking. We're talking about one word could be taken out of it. Like you really break it down to that level and stuff. And I think it just becomes like.
We don't
we're-
want it to be like a whole,
Yeah.
thing, Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where the difficulty I think comes in with.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
when like I'm so proud of the young man to just come up and just like to fucking, what is it? Then he pulls his dick out of Jackie and goes to work.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh yeah, the flowing. Oh,
Yeah.
that
That
was
was
so
a
good.
fun misdirect. That was
Yeah.
so
bro,
Yeah.
nailed it, right?
No man, like
good.
there's that crew of like, you know, I know Aiden's like a little bit older and stuff than you, but it's like, yeah, no, you guys are fucking killing it, man.
Hell
It's
yeah,
just like
yeah.
it's just dope. Everyone's
Yeah.
like learning from each other, and it's I don't know, it's good shit.
Young
Good
G's
shit,
on the
man.
come up.
Fuck yeah, Young
Yeah.
G's on the come up, bro. But you guys are dope, and you're like, you know, like everyone gets it, and like and no one's trying to fucking big league anyone or just like everyone's just trying to get
No.
better and sharpen each other, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's
It's
the
a
fucking
fun
shit.
exercise.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the fucking
it's
shit.
so
yeah.
great about those roasts.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then it's always funny afterwards too, because like win or loss, like you do kind of have to like look in at you know what I mean, to kind of evaluate like where you went. And you're the only roast that I've ever done where afterwards I was like, hey man, fucking, you really took that out. You're like, even though I lost, I fucking like I still apologize to you. You know what I mean? Because like it's you know what I mean. You never know where somebody's head's at, and like in my head, I'm like, you know, 32 or whatever, dealt with some shit or whatever, and like I mean, I just fucking witnessed you turn 19, right? So like you never know how it's gonna be, and like that's why like you kick so much ass or whatever. It's like is the response like totally cool or whatever. When I've personally acted like a fucking child after somebody said some shit that wasn't even as harsh to me. It's just sitting right next to me.
Oh
right?
yeah, dude. Are you
yeah.
I'm an
kidding me? I'd
emotional
be like,
boy.
oh my
Can
god,
confirm.
I'm a
I've been
very
fucking-
emotional
Like,
boy,
oh, you're
yeah.
talking.
Can-
You called my cat a mean name.
Yeah.
I would have been
confirm,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
Totally.
chill.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah,
that's
like,
why
seeing that you
Jonny
got
and I
the-
can't ever roast each other again.
Yeah. It's just, I'm an emotional
Jesus.
boy.
He wouldn't talk to me the next day.
True.
We were supposed to have dinner with my dad, and he didn't come.
So the legend goes.
The scrolls have foretold.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, whoever wins the war will rewrite the history.
Peter was a
so.
little bitch after I beat him too. To be fair, he didn't talk to me the next day either.
Peter didn't talk to you. What did
No.
you say? What was your best like? singer?
I have a couple clips that are coming.
Okay.
You'll
Yeah.
see.
It's funny too because like afterwards, like roasting, like I got a fucking like a championship or whatever, but they can go either way, right? Like the next one, I'm not anticipating like holding on to this thing for a streak or whatever. If it happened, then great. But the thing that I kind of like about the roast is that I lost a bunch of them like at the start. And the problem is like, you want to do well on every fucking show or whatever, right? But even if you have a fucking great battle, you still fucking lost, right? So that's the thing. I was just talking to Peter about it, and I was like, it's gonna feel fucked up when like it's not that, you know what I mean, the jokes are the jokes or whatever, right? Like we're all friends, it's all good. But when you're outside surrounded by your peers and people don't even fucking look at you and walk right past you to high five somebody else or whatever, like you're kind of out there, and it's like that was the part that like kind of that'll fuck with you a little bit. And after Peter's fucking...
It was particularly
Ola
bad
comes
with
outside
Peter's.
and he just looks at Peter and he's like, you fucking suck.
Yeah. Like at least like with me and Johnny's battle.
Like
it was like
the ball busting was brutal. And I
it
was like,
at,
it was nuts.
Little
it
Mountain.
was wild.
And when Johnny and I battled, like it was a really good battle. When Peter and I battled, I don't know what the fuck Peter thought he was doing. Yeah. But it was a shit kicking. And so then afterwards, it wasn't even just like people were ignoring him, is that people were like actively shitting on him. Ooh. We were standing outside. Yeah, Ola comes running out, literally does the circles across the street, running laps.
Like you just saw a magic trick.
At him. Yeah, like, you fucking suck. Yeah. Oh my god.
Fucking crazy, man. It was one of those things there where I kind of like, I told him at the beginning and he's like, it's gonna be all good, right? But I'm like, fucking come prepared for this shit, because like when you're battling somebody and it's like a mediocre to like a not a very good battle, it's whatever. But when you don't come prepared and somebody brings the fucking heat on you, ooh,
yeah,
yeah. And that's not what you did. Do you have any roasts coming up, or anybody in the targets that you're seeing, anybody that you want to go after?
I don't even know.
Here's your place to call it out. We're giving you the opportunity to start beef.
Oh shit, we're starting roast beef here?
If you want to. I'm not gonna back you into a corner.
You know what? I want to see it happen. Peter Grant, I'm calling you out.
Let's go.
If you can fucking,
my homeboy.
Fucking talk him into doing actually a fucking roast.
Well,
yeah, not this fucking gimmick bullshit that he did last time. That was like, so bad.
I asked him if he'd be ever down for one, and he was like, "Oh, mate, you're my fucking friend, but I'd have some awful things to say about you."
Great Peter.
He's talking shit. I think you'd kick his ass. His fucking performances.
Let's make it happen, dude. I'll talk to the commissioner. I'll put the word in. Listen, Ernie Hart, we would love to have you face that Australian piece of shit, Peter Grant. I had some fun intros for you guys too. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, and I'll continue to battle whatever fucking bum ass female clown used to do.
Whichever one you card in this time.
Yeah.
Jackie's talking that shit. That's why I'm so excited to get it to lose this fucking belt, walk away, and then let Jackie have her way with the wolves.
We need to cut some promos for sure.
100%.
Hell yeah.
100%. 100%. Ernie, so do you want to plug anything, my friend? Do you have any shows coming up? What are you doing?
On the island this coming week.
Hell yeah,
it'll
dude.
be out.
Yep, this comes out on Monday.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in the hood and you want to come see me at the Mint,
fuck
yes.
You can check out my music. It's hard to spell, so I'll send you guys the spelling, and it'll be right here.
Scroll down for the link.
It's good shit.
Hell yeah, dude.
How do you say it?
LBY Somnum.
LBY
exactly.
Somnum.
LBY Somnum.
LBY
Loverboy Youth. And then Somnum without the beat.
Is that a reference to like actual band Loverboy in any way? Do you know the band Loverboy?
I do not.
Oh,
Ernie.
All right.
Stick around with us.
Yeah, next episode we're doing a Loverboy.
Oh,
my mom fucking loves Loverboy.
Show me
they got a couple
They got a couple bangers for sure.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
All right,
my friend. Well, Ernie, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And Flashers, we will see you later. Peace.